No time to rest?
You've set foot in a restricted area. A swift exit may be in order.
Why, of course, darling.
Elminster?
Oh, hello, my boy. No, don't mind me. I'm just enjoying a lungful of Baldurian air. There's a distinctive aroma, though perhaps not one worthy of bottling. Tell me, what curiosities have you and your companions discovered within the walls of this esteemed emporium?
Perhaps it would have been better to keep that particular opportunity between ourselves.
The crown of Casus? No, Gale. It's for the best that I know. I trust there's no need to remind you what came of Casus. His folly humbled a whole civilization. No one seeks an encore of that. Does she speak true, Gale? You truly believe yourself capable of wielding Casus's crown?
Perhaps she does. Would you begrudge me the chance to make things right, Elminster?
Of course not. And the time has come for precisely that. Mistra knows you defied her, Gale. Of course she knows. She's Mistra. She bids you come to her holy shrine in the Stormshore Tavern. There, she will grant you an audience at last.
I'm curious enough to make the attempt. All right. An audience with the mother of magic, it is.
Perhaps. Perhaps that should have been your mission right from the start. The crown is not the answer. I promise you that. If you will not hear it from me, hear it from your goddess. What truths she has to offer are for your ears alone. Gale of Waterdeep. Godspeed.
So all it took to get Mistra's attention was to learn how to reforge an artifact that once destroyed her. It's obvious when you stop to think about it. Not scared, not yet. But she's shaken if she feels the need to intervene directly. This is a conversation that's long overdue on both sides. I owe it to her to hear her out. Come what may afterwards. After you.
So, Mistress requested a chat with Gale. Unusually polite for a god. I do hope it goes well. We've pissed off enough gods already.
A private word would be nice.
Poor Gale. I hope he knows that a goddess abandoning him needn't be the end. I know from experience.
Mother of all magic, they say. Let us hope Mystra brings Gale good fortunes. Oh, that pointy-headed old fart talks too much. But he has also moved mountains, walked between plains, and dragged himself back from death 12 times. If he still believes in Gale, the boy should not be overly concerned what his ladylove thinks. Goddess or no.
Goddess or no, it is a fearsome sting to be let down by a lover. And to hear of it from another of her brightburns. It must be difficult for Gale to imagine great Elminster courting, writing poems, doing certain deeds. It is difficult for Minsk to think of too. Let us speak no more of it. Of Elminster and the sex, I mean.
We do know, thank you. We just don't care. Besides, I don't think that'll achieve much in the long.
So you just disappeared?
Do you know how worried I was?
Mistra's likeness. It's been some time since I stood before her in a place like this.
Bless them with the strength to endure, and the courage to resist. So may it be.
There she stands, just as Elminster promised. Mystra, goddess of the weave, mother of all magic.
The old man wasn't lying. She's opened the summoning channel. Can't you feel it?
Gale's right. The very air around the statue crackles with magic. It sets your teeth on edge.
A stream of pure, undiluted weave. I only have to reach out, and it will carry me to Mystra, wherever she may be.
Well? Are you composing a poem in your head or some such?
Time was, I'd have given my right arm for a chance to speak with Mystra again. The left one, too. Maybe a knee. Am I? You're right. I am a strong, capable wizard. And this is no more than a casual reunion with an ex-lover. My omnipotent, omniscient ex-lover. I always wonder what being nervous would feel like. I hate it. During my time locked away in Waterdeep, I prepared a quite comprehensive speech for her on the subject of our former relationship and the manner in which it ended. Alas, recent events have rendered the majority of it moot, so I'm gonna have to improvise. Unless you have any words of wisdom to impart before I go. You'd make a fine three-dragon anti-player, you know? I think it's best I keep a cool head going into this. Approach it like a particularly high-risk round of three-dragon ante. I'll let Mistress show her flight, and then I can see how strong a chance we stand of winning the gambit. I'll only be gone for a matter of moments. The outer planes experience time quite differently to our own. Wait for me. Please.
Gale of Waterdeep. You look well.
As do you. But I assume we're not here solely to exchange compliments. So why am I here?
You discovered what lies at the heart of the Absolute, the crown of Karsus. And you disobeyed my instruction. Why?
Because you had no right to ask that of me. You cast me out. Remember?
You were my lover, my chosen. Yet still you know so little of me. The past cannot be undone with self-pity, nor can a future be forged. Only with the truth will you see the way ahead. The fragment of magic you tried to return to me was not of my creation. It was the Karsite Weave. It is a corrupted, half-born magic, wrought in the brief moment Karsus ascended to godhood. It hungers for power, just as he did, and it can never be sated. You unleashed something that would consume all magic in existence, and yet you thought only of preserving yourself.
So that's what you're scared of. With the crown of Karsus reforged, I could take control of the Karsite Weave.
You can no more control the Karsite Weave than a weather vane could control a storm. That it entered your body and consumed no more than your powers was a miracle. But we will not be granted another. The only reason the orb sleeps is because I have allowed it to feed on the true weave. A temporary measure, but one that will not be enough to save us. With each day that passes, the Elder Brain threatens to become a new kind of god. Its worshippers, a scourge of soulless illithids. If you will not use the orb to end this abomination, then you must find a way to separate crown and host. When you've done this, you must surrender the crown of Karsus to me.
A great ask indeed. You've given me much to think on, as you always did.
So be it. Follow the needle of your own wisdom. We shall see how truly it leads you.
Karsite Weave. I had no idea. Do you realize what this means? The orb is no stray piece of ordinary magic. It is something entirely different. The nascent form of a new, divine power. Of course, I couldn't control it. I was mortal. But once I reforge the crown, the power of a god will be mine to command. The orb will answer to me.
Evil is a reductive term, too often used to dismiss choices the observer lacks the imagination to understand. Let me assure you, Karsite Weave has no more inherent evil to it than
a child in the womb, or an axe half forged on the blacksmith's anvil. It is a tool, ready to be shaped by its wielder, by me. And you know me to be someone of reasonably sound moral judgment, don't you? Gods, it's refreshing to share the company of someone who sees things the same way I do. All we need to do is stay focused on the task at hand, defeating that Elder Brain. After that, you can leave the rest to me.
So, Gale's hedging his bets with Mystra? I can't say I blame him. Who'd want to hold a power like the crown of Karsus in their hands just to hand it to someone else? I know what my decision would be, but we're all different, of course. Well, now's as good a time as any. There is nothing I'd like more. I do rather like that, you know.
Mystra has forsaken Gale entirely. A crushing blow. But he is strong enough to persevere, I think.
Why do we stop, my friend? There is evil somewhere with its small pants yet unsoiled. Of course, my friend. Or are we not friends? Then you have a sword at your side and a hamster at hand, whenever you need them. Unless I die, or you die, or you do anything at all to upset Boo. Now, does Boo see a question in your eye, or just a parasite poking through? Well, Boo, explain yourself. Clear enough? Boo has a way with words that we lack. All that space in the cheeks, I am thinking.
I do not trust Mystra to do right with the crown. But I think I trust Gale even less. He must give it to her when the time comes, or his lust for power might well consume him.
Far from me to judge Gale for playing coy with Mystra. But I will not be cleaning up whatever mess she makes of him for it.
Mother's milk, your visage speaks of ill tidings. Speak, ally mine. What troubles you?
Oh, sing a song of Baldur, who founded Baldur's Gate.
Is he indeed? Pray tell, what does he seek from Dame Aelin?
Could not avert his fate when three dead assailed his port. Transformed, he fell there thrall. Succumbed as threat from nether ears arose to conquer.
Let them come, and let them find me. Dame Aelin will strike down any who seek to bring her to harm's home. Yet, it is better to cut off the head of the snake than to let its slithering snakeling swarm us unabated. This wizard must be held to account. I will wring his neck until he's dead. Oh, his end will be one more strand in the great braid of our friendship.
I'm coming with you. I'd like to get a few licks in myself.
My darling, we agreed you'd scout for the nearest Selûnite enclave this very night. Let us divide our efforts, all the sooner to be reunited.
I won't let you go alone. Who knows what this wizard might have planned?
Our closest ally will accompany me, won't you? It will be a swift and fruitful chore. Hie we to this Lorroakan right away. I am as eager to meet him as he is to ensnare me.
I brought my own paring knife. Now I just need some ingredients, and I'm gonna make something really good, I promise.
Can't afford to stay idle.
Take you.
What did we do?
Take you.
Any complaints will be handled after you turn your hand over to the care of the Ducal Council. What is that gonna do us? How are we gonna support ourselves, huh? Not like we can even turn around and absolute Henderson.
right there.
Gortash is a visionary, sure enough. His vision is cultivated.
In my opinion, we should have a still watch in every Baldurian home. Why? I'm glad.
Loitering's what you're doing. Loitering with intent. Should have won. Stories, stories, get them right here.
I'm sure there's gold in these stacks somewhere.
And I'm wrong.
What we look at, the shelf.
God, things. I'd be a laughing stock with that lumbering round arm.
What have we here? A magician in a tower, hiding away from the frightening world. What are you so scared of, Magus? Not the night song, surely? Why, she's nothing but a relic to be purchased and pursued.
At last. There you are, my dear.
You will address me with due deference. I am Dame Aelin. And you are a whelp without honor, without pride, with nothing but a tower full of trinkets.
My apologies, Dame Aelin. I meant no disrespect. Perhaps we could start over. I am the Roakan. I am most pleased to make your acquaintance. And that of your fine companion, who perhaps heard I was looking for you. Dame Aelin, I have discovered a device that would allow your immortality to be shared. It would cause you no harm, no pain of any kind. You serve your mother Seluna, I believe. She who has blessed our realm with so many gifts. Honor her by sharing yours.
You do not seek to share my gifts. You seek to poach them. You dare to threaten me with the same magic that held me in torment for 100 years!
I had hoped to appeal to your better nature. Perhaps I overestimated you. No bother. I have an arsenal of implements capable of convincing you to see reason.
They say madness and genius are separated by but a hair's breadth. Perhaps the same is true of madness and stupidity.
But his magic lives. I'd hoped you'd keep an open mind, but it seems you're determined to make this as difficult as possible. I have great plans for you, Dame Aelin. And if you will not go quietly, then you'll go kicking and screaming.
Magicians and their plans for Dame Aelin. Predictable, sadistic, flaccid.
Myrmidons! Imperatum!
red in tooth and claw.
Let's spill some blood.
Let's finish this.
What fools these mortals be. Forthwith.
May the gods take me first.
To arms! Wait, no! To swords! Go for the eyes, Boo! Go for the eyes!
always be a gentleman.
Leroican, you who would see me caged, you who would purchase my submission with profane gold. Let every wicked magus, every vile murtherer, each slaver and misery merchant see. Dame Aelin is watching. She is indomitable. And when her face lights the shadows of your wrongdoing, you are broken by its beauty! The Firehead Fool is dead. Yet as I stare upon his corpse, I feel sadness. Why? A gripping in the chest, as though I'd lost someone. Something. Paladin's fatigue, no doubt. You were excellent in battle, as is your way. And I am proud to fight at your side. I will catch my breath, then to camp I will bring my bones. Moon Maiden be with you.
I expected Nightsong to be overjoyed after killing her fair-haired fool. Instead, she just seemed tired. Not what I expected. There was a sense of emptiness. Maybe it's just hard to see someone else suffer the same thing. It feels unfair. Like justice denied. Still, it's done. That's what matters.
Is something burdening you?
Dame Aelin has little to feel sorry about. Leroican would have inflicted a far worse fate on her given the chance.
Oh, that move! The wizard's twiddly little spell fingers availed him little against Dame Aelin's anger. But that anger sours into something gloomier, I think. Go comfort her, Boo. I can ask Aelin to demonstrate her skills another time.
Almost pleasant traveling with company, if you ignore all the less pleasant aspects.
You're so adorable when you're thinking what to say. Yes. No. I'm not sure. It is full of terrible secrets, including Cazador's bloody right to profane ascension. But it told me nothing new. Then again, it was filled with otherworldly power, which I am more than happy to wield to my advantage. Well, now's as good a time as any. Nothing special, of course. You're only the first person who I truly care for. Yes, love. Yes, my sweet. What is it? Can't get enough. I'm not surprised. Delicious.
Ah, ally mine. We are reunited once more. I was just regaling sweet Isabel with tales of our prowess.
Very impressive. Thank you for helping Aelin. That wizard sounded absolutely dastardly.
He did, and it came. Now, my friend, bask in your victory. I will do the same. My darling, we must inform our friend of our news.
Indeed. I've scouted a Selûnite enclave outside the city. They faced the Absolute's armies and come out battered and bruised. Aelin and I will go to them, provide what help we can.
But fear not. When the time comes for you to face the foe of foes, Isabel and I will stand by your side.
We wouldn't miss it. Not for anything.
Go well, friend. We will see you soon. And with our great powers combined, This city will be saved.
What's on your mind? I've often asked myself the same question, but never really found a satisfactory answer. You clearly see something in me that I can't. The wisdom and intelligence required to overcome almost insurmountable odds, perhaps? Or the stupidity required to attempt it. I take it as a compliment either way. You don't get to be 13 centuries old without becoming a sound judge of character. And cheese, apparently. I regret many things in my life. Choosing to be here, intact and unexploded, is not one of them. For now, to have a few more days in your company, no. I wouldn't change a thing.
Is something burdening you?
Leave Aelin to her sorrow. Likely the wizard only reminds her of all the other fools, past and present, who have sought to use her.
Almost pleasant traveling with company, if you ignore all the less pleasant aspects.
A little rest to brush the road from Boo's fur, and then back to our adventuring.